Let's just get straight to the point. Where is the money? Where has the money gone that has funded billions and billions of dollars, of Australian tax dollars for Indigenous welfare? Where's the money gone? We need a full audit down to every cent, into every pocket that money has gone, because it's a disgrace. So now coming out and saying, yeah, this is a great logo someone's done, Audit 23.
Audit 23.
That's what we need to see. That is what the people voted for last week. And there was some ridiculous commentary, by the way, in the newspapers on the weekend, saying that the no vote didn't mean people had said no to treaties or no to... the no vote meant exactly that. It meant no to treaties, it meant no to welcomes, it meant no to acknowledgements, it meant no to bits of burning bark around football stadiums. It was a no, a comprehensive one-word no. And anyone who kids themselves, but no, people still want the treaty, they just didn't want the voice.
Like someone
rack off.
You out for a date.
So the thing... Rita, let's run with the analogy. Let's go with it.
Well, it is. It's like someone asks you for a date and you say, no, thank you, and then they assume you want to marry them. So if we say no to voice...
Nice.
You can take it you can take it to the bank that we don't want truth telling, we don't want treaty, we don't want reparations, we don't want any of that.
Well, I think, Rita, the slogan now has to be "no means no." You know, I mean, like we know that this is what this is all about here. But the other thing too that I found absolutely fascinating, we started to see the cracks of this appear on referendum night. We're now seeing it now that the week of mourning and silence and let's get our messages together is over. And what those messages are all saying is, you know, this was not the gracious, modest, polite request that Anthony Albanese talked about. This was all about, and we're seeing it here, absolute separatist bitterness at the people who have only been here 235 years and refused us. This is poison. This is racial separatist poison. No wonder they're linking it to the Palestinian cause here at these rallies, because, of course, it's this whole big sort of soup of just, you know, decolonial sort of Marxist politics. Sorry. But this whole idea, this is exactly why you saw so many immigrant communities vote against the voice, including this migrant himself, because
this one.
because you know, we knew that what they were talking about here was setting up a system that said, because I only got here 20 years ago, or however many years ago your family got here, Rowan or Rita, you know, you are less legitimate than people who were here first. It's the playground politics of who got here first. It was rejected at the ballot box. Chris Minns in New South Wales needs to say, once and for all, treaty is off. We see this happening in Queensland, but we also see this down in Victoria, Rita, where you are.
Let's just have a quick look at Chris Minns.
Let's have a look at this.
To engage with First Nations people. We've got a mandate in place to begin the process of treaty. I'm not going to lie, that's going to be a very difficult process. It's been ongoing for many years in other states and jurisdictions around the country. So, but we've got a mandate to do it, and we're going to progress it.
No, you do not, Premier. You do not have a mandate to do this. You need to turn this off, because where you wind up here is you wind up in Victoria, where the Yoorrook Justice Commission has come out and said that they want redress, which is another R word for reparations, about land, sky and seas and all of this sort of thing. This is exactly where this all goes. The no vote, I'm afraid, was only the first step in fighting this radical separatist movement.
They thought all of this agenda was going to just go through unchallenged. The states were going to have their treaties and voices. We were going to have the national treaty, a national voice enshrined into the Constitution. And the Australian people said no. Meanwhile, we've got down in Victoria the gutless Victorian Libs who went to the last election not challenging any of this. And then, bizarrely, they were against the voice when they saw the polling numbers, but they're for the treaty, but now they've actually on the fence. They're seeing what the Australian people, the Victorian people are saying. In Queensland, Anastasia Palaszczuk has done a complete 180. She said there will be no treaty now unless it's bipartisan.
And it's very rare. It's very rare that you get a binary choice, a referendum on an entire issue devoid of an election, where it's not part of everything else, where you've got a simple choice.
Exactly.
And the choice last week was between the idea that Australia is an illegitimate nation, that it belongs to whoever these amorphous Aboriginal groups are, or we are a sovereign country where everyone is equal and the rule of law brought in by the British 250 years ago, that is the rule of law. That is the sovereign situation this country is. It's a binary choice. You can only have one or the other, and you must choose, and the Australian people have overwhelmingly chosen to reject the entire agenda to do with the fact that this nation doesn't belong to us, it belongs to whoever it is who says that they're the Indigenous representatives. Now, just Chris Minns, you have no mandate. It is very rare. You can go to an election and say, I've got a mandate to do X, Y, and Z, but the people have spoken. New South Wales voted categorically against any form of recognition, including constitutional recognition, which includes treaties.